Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about a laptop, the most over-the-top laptop I think I've ever seen in my entire life. It was revealed yesterday at IFA in Berlin. It's Acer's new Predator 21X.
This thing, this is how can you call it a laptop, right?
It's better than most PCs out there, probably.
Yeah. And I mean just the design of it, it's huge for one. Plus like
Yeah,
if you look at the keyboard placement, right? It's like really front. So if you're putting it on your lap, like bend your arms all out weird and stuff.
yeah,
But like I wouldn't call this a laptop, I'd call it a portable computer.
yeah,
I think that's a better name for the thing.
yeah.
Yeah, if you can see these shots of it.
They're insane. So they're expecting it to be released around January of next year. It has a 21-inch curved display. It's an IPS panel, LED backlit. It's one of NVIDIA's G-Sync, which is their adaptive refresh rate.
I think so, yeah. It's basically just so that when your frames are going over what you can display, it
Mm.
fixes that up.
And it is 2560 by 1080.
Yeah, so that's basically a ultra wide, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like once again, it's not a laptop. It's
No,
not I don't like whoever is using this on their lap has a very big lap. Um and what I've seen about this is it's actually quite upgradable too.
hmm
Right? Like you can take out the keyboard. There's a single screw keeping the keyboard in. So you can actually take that all out and switch it out down the line. I don't know if they're gonna have like models and like pieces that support that. If they're gonna make like different types, like different switches and stuff like that, or like an updated version a year down the line, when the Predator, what is it, the Predator 21X2 comes out, I guess. Are they gonna have a new mechanical keyboard in that you can also place in the old one, or
Yeah, there's a lot of slots for SSDs on the back too. Like they made
Mhm.
this pretty like open.
Yeah, it's definitely something that like if you can afford it, I don't. It's definitely not going to be cheap considering a 1080 is over. Is it not about 1,000 CAD right now? Like pretty expensive
I
for
think
one
so.
of those, and this is two of them plus a
Yeah,
lot of custom tech.
yeah. So one of the things that why it's so fucking crazy is because of the dual GTX 1080s in the
Hmm.
system.
So like these are cards that one of them would probably be able to run 4K, mid to high settings, 30 FPS, but you're getting two of these in one
In a
machine
laptop.
in a lab, like in a computer that doesn't need to
Yeah.
be plugged into a wall, you know? Like that's what's huge about this is if you're on the fucking bus or the train, if you're at the lunch hall, you can still run this probably for like an hour at a time. I don't know how good the battery's going to be in it, but
Yeah, it's probably drain a lot.
mm.
And it's gonna be really hot,
Oh,
I would say,
yeah,
if you're playing.
it because they built a custom cooling for this, right? Like you can
Yeah,
actually see on the like lower half of the screen on the front. It's not the front, but the top of it. There's like a fan showing right there that you can actually see.
yeah.
And
There's like 5 of those.
yeah. So I mean, if it displaces the heat properly, I don't think it would be a big deal in public. It'll definitely get toasty when it's plugged in though, because that's
hmm
usually a lot of these gaming laptops. They have like a general mode, like a power saving mode, right? So when you're not plugged in, or like it'll automatically turn that off, like turn off gaming mode, and so you get less power. And they usually just run normal, but I guess if you're plugging this in and running like full capacity, like Battlefield 1 ultra settings 4K, I guess it won't be 4K because this is only a 1080p screen. That's another thing here. We can get into that, but I don't think heat will be a problem on this if they built this custom cooling properly to like actually
hmm
make it so that it's not burning your legs or your
Yeah, but you still have
hands.
to like dissipate the heat around, right? So
Mhm.
your room's gonna get pretty hot
But I mean, like you can
or
see on
warm.
the model though, like the fans. I guess yeah, your room will definitely
The heat's
get
gotta go
toasty.
somewhere.
But the thing is, it's not going to be much different than a computer with comparable specs that isn't liquid
hmm
cooled. So that's
Yeah.
just that's just a thing with the specs, not so much the actual machine itself.
All right, it's gonna have a seventh gen Intel Core K series processor. It didn't go into any specifics. It's probably like some unannounced processor.
Hmm. What's seventh?
So yeah,
What's seventh
it's
gen Intel right now? Is that upcoming or is that current? I don't know what is seventh general. Oh, Kaby Lake. Okay, so that's like coming up, I believe. Which
hmm
I don't like. I feel like that's not really a big deal compared to the current. I know, like from what I've heard, is Kaby Lake isn't going to be a huge jump compared to Skylake right now. And the next generation is where there's going to be a really big leap. I'm pretty sure because these are still 14 nanometer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know why you'd build this sick machine that's supposed to last a while and give it like the throwaway generation a CPU. You know, they could like give it another year, but whatever, like what the next GT or GTX cards, like the 1180, whatever they're gonna call that shit.
Mm. I don't think it's gonna come up for a while though.
Yeah, and I guess that's the big thing for the 1080s is I'm pretty sure Nvidia like specifically made 1080s that could work with mobile. I don't know, who knows if they're gonna do that in the next generation too. So
hmm All right, there's gonna be four DDR4 slots for up to 64 gigs of RAM.
yeah, and since this will run Windows 10 likely, you know, there's not a nothing to worry about there. You know, you got 64 gigs, you're gonna
Yeah.
pump that.
It's gonna feature a mechanical keyboard featuring Cherry MX keys with RGB backlighting for each key.
So that's all right.
Oh
They're
yeah,
pumping.
that's the
If
feature.
if there's a gaming buzzword, like a PC gaming buzzword, it's probably in this laptop. Like there's RGB, there's ultra wide, there's GTX 1080,
Dual
four
GTX 1080s.
DDR4. Like oh,
Shit.
there's an i7. There's gonna you're not gonna buy this with an i5 in it. You know it's. But you might be
If
able
you're
to.
going to the top,
Yeah,
might as
even
well just get everything.
you might be able to buy it though with a 10 or with a an i5 because they said it's made to order, meaning you're not gonna just find like a couple of these in your local PC parts shop. It's gonna
hmm
be like ordered from them. Maybe like a few retailers would like sell a few of them, but like this isn't supposed to be some mass produced laptop. This is supposed to be for the people that want it. It's there for
Yeah.
them to get it. You know, it's not a huge like mass get everyone buying this fucking like there's no way it's gonna be under 3K. I no
Yeah.
way.
Well, it'll feature a 4.2 sound system, which is four speakers, two subwoofers.
Okay, it's definitely not gonna be piddly. That's for sure.
And they have this
It's like
sick number pad that flips over and turns
turns
into
into
a trackpad.
which see and that's pretty cool too, right? You don't if you don't need the trackpad, right? No,
hmm
it doesn't have you don't have to have it sitting there. You can have a use for that space. That's really
Yeah.
clever. Like I
Good
don't like
job,
this.
Acer.
Okay, if you look at the pictures though, this font on the thing on the keyboard, that's awful. Like I hope it has custom keycap support, which it should, right? It's like a Cherry MX mechanical keyboard. You should be able to get your own keycaps for it. But like
hmm
this shit screams edgy gamer laptop, like trying to appeal to the kids type shit. Which that's not their market for this thing, you know? This is for
Yeah. I afford this shit.
like I guess if it's like if it's the edgy kids with the really rich parents, like this is gonna be enthusiast grade level hardware, you know?
hmm Yeah.
Like some kid getting into PC gaming isn't gonna be picking one of these up anytime soon. So I don't know
Definitely not.
what's with this stupid font, but oh, I mean I'm using a Razer keyboard, so I know a thing or two about stupid keycap fonts.
It'll also feature five macro keys. I saw five, but there's this one in the corner. I couldn't get a clear picture of that. Yeah,
See,
so just macro keys on the left of the actual keyboard.
yeah, is that five or is that six there? Looks
Well,
like
on
there's
the numbers it says
six.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's one at the top which I can't read.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hmm.
Well, macro keys are pretty good.
Yeah, you know, more keys. That's what can you add to the thing that has everything already? More keys, right?
The more keys, the better.
Yeah.
Razor Naga?
Oh shit, 17 buttons for a mouse? Like that's what this
Oh
thing's
hell
missing.
yeah!
this thing needs one of those like trackball mouse pads somewhere on it. Maybe like an attachment.
Be the best. All right. So it it clocks in at a fucking whopping 17 pounds.
Okay, what's a frame of reference for that? What's an average gaming laptop? Do we know?
No.
Okay, because I've heard that this thing isn't as heavy as it looks. That's actually if you have a backpack for it, you can carry it around, or like even a shoulder bag. So I don't think like it's 8 kilograms, weighs more than 7 of Acer's newly introduced Swift 7 laptops. So like, yeah.
Oh. So here. So a standard brick is 4.5 pounds.
Okay,
So we're
okay,
talking about
yeah.
3.78 bricks. Almost
That's
4 bricks.
that's
That's
that's not that bad, you know.
it's not that bad for this beast of a
Yeah,
machine.
like for that hardware, it's not like
If
it's
I
not
had to
like
carry my like tower around, like
that's way more than four net or like four bricks,
yeah.
and you still need to have a monitor and a mouse and keyboard with that. This has it all in one package, so
Yeah. Hmm.
pretty good stuff there.
Well, and from this article from The Verge, it says that Acer acknowledges that this laptop is more of a proof of concept
Mm.
rather than a big seller.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about before. This
Yeah.
isn't something every fucking guy on the street's gonna go be buying it. It's made to order, right? That's how they're advertising. Made to order, meaning you
Yeah.
order it from them. These are your specs. There's probably gonna be a few customization options, and
Hmm.
then maybe like colors, stuff like that. So like it's cool, right? I mean, it shows what we can do with this technology. It's not like it's limited like it was even just a year ago, right? You're not seeing any 980 Ti's, full power 980 Ti's, right? You're not seeing any of that shit in a form factor like this.
Hmm. Yeah. And as for the dimensions, it doesn't actually say, but I just linked you a CNET article, and if you scroll down, you can see some guy holding it, right? And
Okay.
it's pretty much thicker than his arm.
Yeah. Let's look up a reference here.
A reference, because
Standard university textbook weight. How much is one of those, right? Like, you can use bricks, but according to this, yeah, so according to this, like what I'm seeing on Google here, 2.8 kilograms for this like physics textbook here. So like, if you're at university carrying around these things, this isn't that far off, you
Mhm.
know, which that was probably not entirely accurate, but you know what I'm saying? It's like if you gotta carry stuff around that's heavy half the time, may as well carry it the rest of the time too and have some more enjoyment out of the rest of the time.
Yeah. So also in the CNET article, it says that Acer's Europe head told CNET's Roger Chang that it will fetch a price north of 5,000. I'm gonna guess US dollars.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, hell yeah.
If we do a quick, let's say it is 5,000 on the dot, USD to CAD here in Canada. That's 6,500, 6,550 Canadian.
Yeah.
So this thing
Yeah.
is
I
not
don't know.
cheap at all,
Definitely
but it's
not.
not supposed to be. They're not trying to get the most out of the little thing to the most amount of people. They're trying to get the most they can into something that has been known for a long time, right? People know about
Mhm.
gaming laptops, but they
Yeah.
also generally what comes with them is a stigma that the parts are underpowered, right? Like a mobile processor, a mobile GPU is not even close. Doesn't come close, right? A GTX, what was it? A GTX 870M or whatever. That doesn't come close to a GTX 970, which are the same generation of
Hmm.
like graphics cards. And this
Yeah.
time they're getting that full power. Oh, autoplayed video. That's annoying. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like what I'm
So,
seeing.
all right. So if you have 5,000 plus US dollars, 6,500 CAD, you want to buy the highest end laptop you can get, January 2017, mark it on the calendar, boys.
this is
Let's
the
go.
one. This is the one you don't see. You see MSI putting mechanical keyboard into their laptops, but you don't see them putting this curved screen. Dual GTX 1080s, 7th gen i7 Intel processor. Nah, you don't see that out of them.